game. That's just so special for our club, mate, our club.
Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.
Hey there, TJ here, and welcome to Yeahthedees. On today's episode, we're going to be going through round 2, Melb Vs St Kilda. Just quickly, unfortunately due to copyright, the SEN commentary of the AFL Grand Final got taken down. So I'm trying to sort of work it out as I go along with how much footage I can use and what I can't. If I do get 3 strikes though, this channel's going to go down. So definitely jump down into the description. Follow the Instagram, the Twitter or the Facebook, because if this channel goes down, I will have to start another one. So after the round 1 game, we thought we didn't have any injuries, but it turns out that James Harms actually had a broken wrist. They had a x-ray which showed nothing untoward, and then they did an MRI which made them realise that he's got a crack in his scaffold. So I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I know it's the bone that it's like 8 little bones in your wrist around here, and it's the one sort of just before it comes into your thumb. The crack in that sidelining him up until round 7. Lucky for us, Jack Viney was ready to go for his first game of the year, so that selection was made easy. Speaking of selection, let's now have a look at the teams. So Jack Viney comes in and replaces James Harm, and Oscar Baker replaces Kay Chandler as the medical sub. So with the differences in the grand final team, we have Jeddah, Hunt, Tomlinson and Jones still playing in this game, with Hibbard, Petty, Brown and Bowie missing. This match was on Saturday night, March 27th, 2021 at Melb Vs Stadium. I was pretty confident going in. I felt like we could get the job done against St Kilda. Felt like they had a bit more pressure on them with it being Spuds game, which I felt, puts on a bit more emotional strain on the football team going in. And there's a lot of respect in the AFL community for Danny Frawley, and you could really hear that in the commentators, especially during the first and second quarter, that they really wanted St Kilda to get the win for him. Unfortunately, that's not going to be happening today. Anyway, on to the first quarter. We start the quarter hot, and Jack Viney gets on the end of an amazing hand pass from Oliver after some Cozzy magic to get the first goal of the game. Welcome back, Jack Viney.
About that Cozzy Pickett. Spears a little short ball. It was a brave kick in the end, and here's Clayton Oliver. Sweeping handball out wide. Jack Viney's back. Wouldn't he love to kick the first goal? Jack Viney, he's as brave and tough as they come, and that is fitting.
St Kilda are finding it hard where to know exactly where to kick it, because Gawn's floating back, and then we've also got Tomlinson, May and Lever doing a really nice job there. Salem got some intercept marks early, so they're kind of finding it hard to know exactly where to kick. Some really nice play here where we kick the ball out in front of Nathan Jones and he can run on and soccer a goal.
Neil Bullen now towards half forward, leading Petrarca. Athletic and explosive, quickly moves the ball on. A chance for Jones. Does it sit? He's got to put it in the back of the net, and he does. Dees have got a couple.
Jack Viney gets a holding the ball free in our forward 50 to get his second major on the board. So great to have Jack back. After his goal, we have Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca with Jordan in the middle as well. This play shows our structure really working. We kind of play on tram tracks, and you can see the defenders coming up to support the midfield moving forward after the centre bounce, and then May chooses to boom it towards the forward 50 line, where you see Brayshaw's actually come up to give the forward some support.
At the moment, the D's as Langdon comes back to Oliver. And play on! It's disposal number 12 for Clayton Oliver already.
The ball gets tied up here, but you can see what we're trying to do, and you can see a part of our structure moving forward. Now with this highlight, I can really show you how May and Lever work together. One ties up the forward under the drop of the ball so the other can come in and spoil. The attempt is to get the ball over the line so they can run back and reset their defensive positions. Unfortunately, May dragging down Max King was a little bit too obvious here, and a free kick is awarded. After that, we get another great mark by Bailey Fritsch, but unfortunately another miss. That's our 4th point of the quarter already. We have a big mark here from Jake Lever. He keeps the ball in our front half, and after kicking it sideways, you can see Lever directing traffic and directing where Tomlinson should kick it. Tomlinson hits Petrarca on the lead, but unfortunately this play doesn't end up doing anything, but it was really nice. Ball goes down into the Saints forward 50, and in the dying seconds, a push against May is paid for Max King. Now, he kicked truly and puts the Saints within 2 points. This probably flattered the Saints a little bit. I felt like Melbourne were on top this quarter, but a couple of free kicks going their way happened to help them get on the board. In the end, Melbourne kicked 3-4-22 to the Saints 3-2-20, and going into the next quarter, the Saints definitely have the momentum. Starting the second quarter, we've got the Fab Four in the middle. That's Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca and Viney. I absolutely love this combo. We start the second quarter with a lot of tenacity. Fortunately, Salem gives away an in-the-back free kick. They play on quickly. Billings happens to kick the ball into the man on the mark, which is Jaden Hunt. Jaden Hunt gets the ball off to Christian Petrarca, who kicks the ball into the centre. Fortunately, there's a turnover. The Saints go down the other way and kick the first goal of the second. There was an incredible tackle on Max Gawn where he's able to get a foot to it. He's a freak, Max Gawn. Here we end up going coast to coast, but unfortunately it ends up in a point. And also what I've been noticing is Jackson is really developing his marking game and takes a few nice marks.
Stories of 4 generations of VFL, AFL players. Charlie Spargo, the latest incarnation to Rivers. Had Viney short, decided to go to Tom McDonald, trying to get access to the ball. Bailey Fritz.
Also in the quarter, Tom Sparrow intercepts a kick and gets it to Petrarca, who wheels around on his 50 and just misses to the right. If you look at this play, it's kind of similar to the first goal he kicked in the grand final. But the difference is in the grand final, he was able to kick the goal. I'm thinking that these bombs from 50 might have been something he's been working on.
Unattended in the end, and then this will amount to not much.
Here, Wilkie takes Petrarca over the boundary line and we get a little bargy-bargy with Zach Jones being a pest as usual. He always tries his best to try and get under people's skin, and I wonder if that's something he learned from Nathan or if that's something he does himself. Despite some great efforts from the D's in this quarter, the Saints go on a bit of a run with Billings and Battle kicking goals. So they've now had 5 on the trot and are 16 points up. There is a pretty soft insufficient intent call that gives the free kick for Battle to get the goal, but that's footy. Something I noticed randomly in this quarter is Bailey Fritz attends a centre bounce. Doesn't really happen that often, or at least I can't remember it happened that often, but at this point in the quarter, he's there. After Battle's goal, it seems like Max Gawn's had enough. He rips the ball out of the ruck and bombs it forward. Unfortunately, it happens to end up on Matthew Parker's chest. There's a great effort from Neil Bullen and Jones here to try and slow down the bounding Saints. Rivers is under pressure but still hits Langdon perfectly. I swear Trent Rivers is he's got some Matrix bullet time or something, and he has got such a nice foot on him. There is some nice work here from Neil Bullen to stop Bradley Hill's run here. Neil Bullen had a really nice game from what I saw. I don't know how, but we happen here to get it out of defensive 50. Lever with some nice footwork. The kick happens to go nowhere, but it allows our defenders to reset. The Saints have had 13 of the last 16 inside 50s at this point, and the last one being Bradley Hill kicking it out on the full. He must have put his boots on the wrong feet this game. There is a great intercept by May and a daring kick to Oliver, which makes it look like we have our run again. Only for Viney to unfortunately misread the distance from the defender and get done holding the ball. Tomlinson's here with a really nice intercept and he launches an attack where we take the ball all the way at the goal square and Neil Bullen gets on the end of it. It was our best play for the quarter and it comes with 6 minutes left.
Demons can work through the middle.
Hunter, stand! Pump!
Oliver had support. Lever. Long ball, one-on-one. McDonald, Dougal, Howard. They're a runner out the back. Looks to be Pickett, Neil Bullen.
After this goal, Jackson goes into the ruck and we have Oliver, Petrarca and Jones supporting him in the middle. So Jordan reads the play super well here and backs Nathan Jones to go into the contest and win it. Jordan moves a bit further on the outside to then get the receive and he kicks the ball over to Neil Bullen. He gives it back to him and he launches it over the top of the goal square where it drops down to Cozzy and we get some Cozzy magic.
Debuted last week for the D's, sends it to the big pack. Paul Hunter, another debutant last week. Kasai, Pickett, look at the moves, look at the twist, look at the turn, Cozzy!
We've now kicked 2 in 1 minute and it's back to 3 points. There's some really nice work here from Track versus some 3 Saints and it really shows his power. There's a turnover in the Saints forward 50 that went straight to Jeddah, who launches it to Jordan, who handballs to a running Rivers. He gives it to Lever, who booms a very accurate kick to Spargo. Spargo then spots up a contest with Sparrow. Sparrow punches the ball in front of him, ankle breaks Matthew Parker and kicks a very important goal. We've now kicked 3 in 2.5 minutes and have undone all the hard work the Saints have done over the last 16-17 minutes of the quarter. Petrarca gets a free kick for being held and thrown, There's not too many highlights in the last 3 minutes. Fritsch takes a nice mark but happens to miss his kick at goal. Jackson takes a really nice mark on the wing. Jetta gets a wicked holding the ball free here, and you can see the momentum is sort of starting to swing. So in 2.5 minutes, we happen to really get back on top through Alex Neal-Bullen, Cozzy and Tom Sparrow all kicking goals. So at the end of the quarter, we have kicked 3 goals 3, 21 to St Kilda's 3 goal 1, 19. So we end up winning that quarter, and our half-time scores are 6-7, 43 to 6-3, 39. We are leading by 4 points at half-time. Now we're back from half-time and we're starting off the quarter with Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca and Cozzy in the middle. We get an inside 50 right away that happens to dribble over for a point, but you can see we're a bit more switched on this quarter. There is great work from Oliver to get away from Sinclair here. Unfortunately, Tom McDonald can't get the ball to his foot, but there's some really great efforts. There's some really nice defensive work from the team here. I thought I'd use this footage to show why Petrarca's disposal efficiency was so low for this game. It's because he does things like this where his best option is to bomb it long to a contest so the defense can reset. His kick ends up being a turnover, but he does some amazing work in the contest to win the ball initially. He ended up with a 50% disposal efficiency after that game, but he still did some really important things. Oliver has a big bump on Butler here. I don't think he hit him in the head, but I wasn't surprised to see it as a free kick. It is definitely the action that the AFL are trying to get rid of, where players run past the ball and hit somebody with their hip. We have another opportunity here where Hunter Clark butchers a handball. McDonald happens to get it to Pickett and he launches it into 50. Unfortunately, it rolls over for another behind. Right after that, as the Saints are trying to rebound 50, Salem wins an amazing one-on-one contest, which ends in a mark from Gawn inside 50. Maybe lacking a little bit of confidence in his goal kicking, he passes off to a completely free Langdon, who runs and kicks a beautiful goal. I don't know how Langdon was completely left alone here, but it was definitely the right option for Gawn to hand it over to him. It was definitely an easier shot from where he was. Now we have a great centre bounce break here, gathered by Jack Viney, that ends up in a Charlie Spargo goal. So we've now kicked 5 goals in a row after the Saints have had their run of 5 goals in a row over the first half. So now we're back to being 18 points up.
He's electric, got it, lost it in the tackle. Caulfield, Hunter Clark, Hunter. Now to Spargo, 40 metres out, deadly accurate. Demons 5 in a row.
Cozzy has a really nice attempt roving the ruck, but it ends up in another behind. Cozzy did some really nice stuff in this game. His pressure was immense. There's a nice play down the wing that ends up in a Tom McDonald mark. Unfortunately, he kicks another behind. Salem also misses a shot. You kind of get the running theme here. We're getting heaps of opportunity, getting heaps of the ball, but just can't make the most of our opportunities.
Now Ed Langdon. Well, they're out here again, the Dees, just breaking down this zone of the Saints. Viney to McDonald.
I spoke in my previous round about we tend to have these periods where we can keep teams goalless for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now this has happened again in this game from when we wrestled the momentum back towards the second quarter, and we really dominated the most of this third quarter, not giving the Saints too many opportunities. But when they do, they take their opportunities, and Jack Steele kicks 2 goals to bring the margin back to 9 points. In between those 2 goals, Cozzy had a wild attempt at a mark, and Oliver gets a hold in the ball against Zach Jones that makes him lose his marbles. The next disposal inside 50 is right down Tomlinson's throat. Zach Jones just seems a bit rattled from this point on. Bailey Fritsch kicks his first for the game just before 3/4 time after some Nathan Jones brilliance in D50. So after the third quarter, we kicked 3 goals 6, 24 to St Kilda's 2 goal 1, 13. So to win the quarter by 11 points. So at 3/4 time, we're 9-13, 67 to 8-4, 52, leading by 15 points at 3/4 time. We dominated that quarter, but couldn't make the Saints pay. We've had 22 scoring shots to the Saints 12. Starting off the fourth quarter, we've got Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca and Cozzy back in the middle. There is a great effort from the team to get it out and kick it forward, and with Brayshaw running with the flight of the ball. He creates a contest that ends up in T-Mac's hands and he converts to put us 21 points up.
Players, Brayshaw was very brave. Got back and won the possession. Just a little while. McDonald did a great job. Thought it was over his head. A couple of goals in round one, Tom McDonald. Big kick coming up. That is a nice goal, Tom McDonald.
From the boundary throw in not too long after that, we get another inside 50 that Cozzy snaps from 40 metres and kicks a goal. It is incredible to be able to snap a ball like that from that distance out so accurately.
Might get a hand on it here. No, long went underneath. Pickett steals the footy, smashes it over the shoulder. It's a long ball. That is an absolute gem from Pickett.
And that now puts us 27 points up. There's another blitzing inside 50 that ends up in a behind after a score review from Spargo. Turns out it hit the post.
For Sinclair, and then went back after. Here it is again, Pickett. Slick little handball. Big Max tumbles one deep. McDonald. Dougal Howard wants the boundary line. Spargo, the miracle attempt. Oh, you can't do that!
There is some nice work here from Salem defensively. A really nice mark here from Lever. And some nice work here that ends up in a point. Glenn did some wild stuff.
This has to be to the forward's advantage. Give him a chance to make it move. Whereas those kicks going in are just going to the defender's advantage.
Great contest Luke Jackson provided there. McDonald, just a little too easy. He got through that tackle to Bradley Hill. Petrarca, clever.
Kernan and Jay Gresham put back-to-back goals on the board for St Kilda. And we are now 18 points up at this stage. We respond with a really nice burst out of the centre, but unfortunately ends up in another behind.
Until now, they are back in the hunt. 3 goals only in arrears. Still 12 minutes on the clock. Brayshaw. Not great delivery from Viney. Touch play on the call. McDonald probably didn't hear it. Long grabs hold of his head.
There's a nice bump from Sparrow after handballing the ball. The dude's an absolute fridge, he doesn't even move. The D's still attempt to put scores on the board, kicking 5 points in a row. Tom McDonald ends up with a free kick and gets his second of the game.
Spargo, now the D's through Jordan, Brayshaw over the top. Jaden Hunt stood tall, long thumping football.
Holding, Melbourne, Tom McDonald.
3-4 from set shots this year. Umpire shuffles, but not too far.
Jack Higgins kicks a goal after that, and that's pretty much it for the game. Over the last 8 minutes of play, only 4 points are scored. By about halfway through that quarter, after we kicked the first couple of goals, you really knew that the game was ours, and it was just a matter of time of running it out. You can see when they flash to the coach's box, Brett Ratton knows it's over, and when Zach Jones is missing shots like this, you know it's just like the day. So for the final quarter, we kicked 3 goals 6-24 again against St Kilda's 3 goals 3-21. So we won that quarter by 3 points and go on to win the game by 15 points. So the final scores are 12-19-91 to 11-7-73. So in the game there was 31 scoring shots to 18. So we dominated, but we really couldn't put this team away because of our inaccurate goal kicking. And it would have been a complete shellacking if we were able to put some of those points in the right column. We'll see that this is going to be a bit of a running theme in some games where we dominate, but we just can't put the teams away and we kick too many points. Now let's go through the good. So from St Kilda's biggest lead of 16 points in the second quarter, we ended up kicking 68 points to 34. So we were challenged, we answered, and we won every quarter. There was good pressure throughout the whole game and our defensive structure really stood up. Also, something that was good for us was Bradley Hill's kicking. He had his boots on the wrong feet and a lot of them went our way. Now onto the bad for the game. We were missing so many opportunities on goal and it kept St Kilda in the game. We were also just giving away some really silly free kicks. So in this game there was 26 centre bounces and Clayton Oliver attended 24. Max Gawn was a ruckman in 23 of them and Luke Jackson attended 3. Our other 2 main midfielders were Christian Petrarca and Jack Viney. So the highest combination was Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca and Jack Viney in the middle. We also had James Jordan rotate through for 6, Nathan Jones for 4, Cozzy Pickett attended 3, which was 1 in the second and then the start of the third and fourth quarters. Tom Sparrow attended 2, Neil Bourne 1 and Fritsch with 1 centre bounce as well. As for the kick-ins, we had Stephen May taking 6 and Christian Salem taking 1. Following on from last week where every single kick-in was a play-on, that is also happening here as well. In regards to the votes, the Brownlow votes for this game had Clayton Oliver getting 3, Christian Petrarca getting 2, and Cozzy Pickett with the 1 vote. In terms of the coaches' votes, Christian Salem and Clayton Oliver drew with 9 each. Max Gorn got 5, Keziah Pickett got 3, Christian Petrarca 2, Jack Steele 1, and Adam Tomlinson 1 as well. Now on to the votes. So Oliver gets the 6 this round. He had 37 possessions and was very instrumental in the middle. I gave Christian Salem the 5. I thought he was really clean and did some really nice stuff in defence. Cozzy Pickett gets the 4. His pressure throughout the ground was incredible and also got some goals on the board. Petrarca was really important, especially in the contest, so he gets the 3 points here, 3 votes here. James Jordan was linking up with everybody and was an important connecting piece for the game, so I gave him the 2 votes. And then Max Gorn was incredible in the ruck, also going down in defence and taking some really nice set marks, so he got the 1. I really wanted to give some votes to Jack Viney, and I thought Tomlinson, May and Lever all had great games, and Neil Bullen was really important as well. But unfortunately I couldn't fit them in. So if we move on to the leaderboard so far, Clayton Oliver's leading away with 11 points. Stephen May's on 6, got Christian Salem and Christian Petrarca on 5 each, Lever Pickett on 4, and then Tom McDonald on 3, James Jordan with 2, Charlie Spargo and Max Gorn with 1 vote each. And now for my favourite 3 goals of the game.
Little one from Viney. Surely not another one. Handball to Oliver. Streaming through. Bang! Bang, bang, bang!
So my third favourite goal for this game was Tom Sparrow's running, hit down, cork, ankle breaker goal in the second quarter. My second favourite goal was Cozzy's 40-metre snap in the fourth quarter.
Might get a hand on it here. No, long went underneath. Pickett steals the footy, smashes it over the shoulder. It's a long ball. That is an absolute gem from Pickett.
My favourite goal was Cozzy twisting and turning and getting through all those St Kilda players to put the goal on the board in the first quarter.
Look where he comes from. Just out the back and then traffic everywhere. That is outstanding.
Got no right to do that.
That is awesome.
So that's it for round 2, 2021, Melbourne versus St Kilda. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of the game? Who was your favourite player? What was your favourite goal? What do you think the D's could have done better? Was there anything that I didn't point out that you noticed in the game that you think I should know? Jump in the comments. Would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Jump on the social networks and give me a follow there so we can make sure that we're always going to be in touch with these videos. And have a great day and go the D's.
Petrarca! Petrarca! Oh, wow. How good is that?
But the crowd noise level here is illegal, JB. It is so noisy. Sparrow to make it a 3-goal, 3-quarter time lead. He's got it. Melbourne won by 3 goals.
Surely not another one. Handball to Oliver. Streaming through. Bang! Bang, bang, bang! Melbourne are the premiers for 2021.
And it's just so special for our club, mate, our club.
Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.